Okay, just as we get going, let's start off by just saying our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to Brent Axe and his family throughout this tough time. He's a good guy, and just heavy heart for him and his family. And moving into this first game, it's close to game day in the Dome. It's an exciting time. It's a favorite part of my job. We get 6 of them this year. Opportunity to coach these guys in this environment, and I'm just excited to put what we've been working on the last year since we finished up in that Texas Bowl, put it out there and kick off the season against a well-coached Villanova team. So it's an exciting time, and just can't wait to get started. With that, any questions?
Take your questions. Yes, sir.
Coach, could you just expand from the other day on their quarterback? He's obviously a veteran guy, just as comfortable running as passing.
Yeah, John Robertson, Villanova quarterback, excellent football player, preseason accolades, preseason All-American in a couple spots, and definitely warranted. He's he's a dual threat quarterback. Exactly, what he sounds like is what he is on tape. He's a competitor. He never gives up. He's had some great fourth quarter pushes, and he's taken his team in tough situations to victory. And we're looking forward to competing against a fine football player.
Stephen?
Scott, Rodney Williams was one of the guys who kind of jumped out to us, especially at the scrimmage at Fort Drum. You guys have a pretty strong 2-deep for the safety position. Is he a guy who you see you can get him in maybe on special teams or in the Okie, or is he a guy who maybe a red shirt might be a better idea to kind of save him?
We'll figure that as we go, Stephen. I haven't made any final decisions. We have a couple games here to work things through, but he's going to be a very good football player here at Syracuse.
Dan?
Sure.
Scott, how you doing?
Good, Dan.
Hervin Phillips, from when he came on, and obviously 4 deep at running back, but putting him out there in the kick return team, what can you say about how he's elevated his game and shown you something early on?
He's a very good football player. He's got a lot of similar traits to Brisley. Quick feet, great vision, ability to get out of his breaks and to grab grass fast. And it's one of those things that when you look at him, you go back and forth whether you should play him, whether you should hold back. And then at the end of the day, when we talk about our depth and our ability to win games, we say we have that 3-tier approach like everybody does: offense, defense, and the special teams kicking game. And I think he adds another element that can really give us a shot. I wasn't pleased with the way our kickoff return unit played last year as a group. When Brisley was back there, we made some strides. But he's going to get a lot of opportunities on offense and in the punt return. So I want to give Hervin Phillips a chance to go back there and do his thing. I think he's going to be a great football player for us, and I think he can help us right away.
Other questions for Coach today?
Ken was saying that NC State ran similar.
I'm sorry.
Ken was saying yesterday that NC State ran similar on-bounds formations. Has that been a reference point for you guys?
Cam Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do. They give you some formations where they go tackle over, and you have to check to the 2-man side to see if that guy in the backside is eligible. Check his jersey number out. It's a way to try to force the defense to be confused briefly and trying to get the front mechanics set. So we practiced quite a bit of that this preseason, and then off of that, you add to it the fast tempo that they've used in the past. So it'll be taxing on our kids to make sure we're getting a line the right way. But confident that Coach Bola and their defensive kids are ready to take that challenge on.
Nico?
Good to see you, Coach.
Nico.
This place we've seen some pretty cool stuff happen on Friday nights in the Carrier Dome. We get another one. Just speak about that atmosphere. Obviously we're used to Saturdays with college football, but the Friday atmosphere in the Dome, how special it's going to be this week.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing for our kids. It's a great thing for our community. It's a great thing for our university. Kick off the season Friday night in the Dome. Like you said, we've had some great memories in those situations in the past. For me, we've had a couple of those games, West Virginia and Louisville especially come to mind. So we're just looking forward to hopefully doing the same and kicking off the season against Villanova. But more than anything, the excitement that's in the air in the community, getting everybody out, getting them in the Dome, and enjoying what we have here with a college football team right in your hometown. And this is your team, and our kids are excited to get out there, as well as our coaches, to put all the work that we put in on the football field between those two white lines and go get after it for an evening, and just looking forward to getting out there, Nico.
Brian?
Playoff community, you mentioned how many tickets have you had to buy, do you know?
I don't know yet. I'm focused on the core, and that's offense, defense, the kicking game. Worry about those other things after the game.
Coach, how has Terrell been helped backup quarterback through a camp different situation last year?
He's been a good big brother. He really has. Last year was a different, kind of a different element where he was competing, trying to get that number one spot. This year, he's helping bring along the younger brothers. He's done a nice job. He really has. I think all of us know Terrell has a nice sense of who he is, and part of his role this year is to obviously be our starting quarterback, but also, like we talked in this room a lot to all of our players, to turn and say who are the younger brothers on the team that we have to bring forward, and how can we help them help themselves, and ultimately help the team. And Terrell, as well as so many of the kids on this team, have done a great job, not a good job at that. So, been very, very pleased at his presence. We have a lot of peer pressure on this team, and I think that's a sign of a good, mature football team. The expectation levels are extremely high, and some of those younger brothers have, fought hard to try to get to the point where they need to be for their team, and I think it's a good thing. It puts added pressure on the kids that are not on the field yet. So when they do get on the field, hopefully they'll play at a higher level.
Stephen?
Ryan Norton was a guy we talked about a little bit more early in camp, especially after we learned about Ross's injury.
Right.
What kind of camp do you think he's had, and what level of trust do you have in him entering the season?
Well, I have all the trust in the world that Ryan will have a good season, and I'm confident that you guys will see the same Friday night.
Scott, on the depth chart, Ron Thompson behind Mike and behind Robert Welsh, but a very versatile guy. What can you say about when you made that switch last year from offense to defense, how well he's improved and really made himself a part of that rotation?
It was only a year ago. Wow. Yeah, he's done great. He's going to be a very good football player for us. He's going to have a great season. I really believe that. I look at Ron Thompson as one of the starters up front. And, with where we are, Ron can play right, left, defensive end. He could play tackle if he had to. He'll be a different type of tackle because of his speed and his quickness, and we use him in such a way. But Ron's postured himself to have a great season, and I'm really happy for what he's done in the last few years. There could be occasions where you see two Detroit kids next to each other inside throughout the course of this season. Eric Kroom and Ron Thompson, and I like that Detroit toughness that they bring to the table. And like I said, pleased with the progress he's made, and I look at Ron as just another one of the starters up front.
I think our last question from Nate.
I actually have two things.
You might have to.
When you brought in the number of linebackers and DBs you did in this past class, did you kind of have an eye towards special teams?
Yes.
With guys that can run.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think your middle body type guys that can run and hit, and are 2 and 3 4 type players, are kids that can help you on both sides of the ball, as well as in the kicking game. And so many of the kids that you look at that we recruited. Okay, let me think. Hervin Phillips, he could play corner for us. He could play nickelback for us. He's playing tailback for us. We can move him to the slot. He's returning kicks. Rodney Williams played quarterback in high school and corner, and was the starting point guard and returning kicks. So on and so forth. With all those middle body type guys, it increases your speed in the kicking game and gives yourself an ability to also take care of some of the kids that in the past were playing too many plays, in my opinion. We were really down at the linebacker position for a couple, 3 years in a row, numbers wise. And I look at Dyshawn Davis and Cam Lynch, and there were games, Marquise Spruill, there were games where those guys were playing every snap on defense and then playing 20, 25 snaps in the kicking game. And that's not where you want to be when you're playing against Clemson and Florida State and all the teams that we go head-to-head with in this conference. So I think we're at a better place. We just look forward to growing those kids up as fast as possible.
Personnel-wise, is Avant kind of in that same boat as Robinson? You're hoping maybe he can come back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And only time will tell with some of those injuries, but we'll try to do what's in the best interest of the team first and then the individual second. And it gets flipped when you're talking injuries sometimes because you want to protect your players. So we're dealing with those decisions as we move into this game and every game. You know, maybe it's a blessing this year that we do have that early bye week. And we got to look at the positive side of the schedule, not the negative side. We'll go 9 straight after we get through Villanova and get through the bye week. And then we'll have another one towards the end of the season. So hopefully it times up right for us. And, you know, for me, it's an opportunity to say Josh Paris and, you know, Nick Robinson, Avant, all those kids hopefully get healthy, you know, with that extra time before we get into Central Michigan and the rest of the season.
Thanks, Coach.